Okay, so we have Job here. He's from iPayLink, and we have a couple of questions for him about cross-border payment, digital assets. So first one, we all realize the benefits of sending cross-border payments through stablecoin rail against SWIFT. But let's be realistic. There are a lot of hurdles for companies and people to accept stablecoin payment method. When do you think we can see stablecoin cross-border payment really picking up?
Okay, generally speaking, I think maybe 3 to 5 years it could be done. First now, I think the compliance framework from different countries is not aligned each other. So first we should solve this issue. But now we can see like the MiCA in Europe and also MPI license in Singapore and Hong Kong issued crypto-related policies and rules. So yeah, it's a big step from all over the world. So I think in the recent years we can first align the AML policies and such kind of rules all over the world. And after that, every transaction, especially for the B2B business, we were first to trial on the railway, not through the SWIFT, but also but use the stablecoin to do so. And actually nowadays, we don't use the SWIFT at all. Also, we will build the railways in different countries directly. For example, we have the license in Hong Kong and have the license in Europe. So once the regulatory rules align each other, we can directly pay the Hong Kong dollar to US through the like the stablecoin.
So the second question is, so with the stablecoin payments, we promise them an instant, delivery, instant payment like T+0. But in reality, the last mile of this payment, the on and off ramp part of the things, it's still stuck in this traditional banking system. Do you think it's this instant payment really just a marketing term until we solve that bottleneck?
Okay. First, I don't think it's a bottleneck. As I said just now, we not all of the international transaction through the SWIFT, and we can see in different countries, even in Africa, Latin America, these kind of emerging market, they have the real-time payment network. So, for example, iPayLinks, we will connect to different countries, use the RPC network, and not through the SWIFT. So I can say if we can solve the struggle for stablecoin, we can use a stablecoin and do the on-ramp, off-ramp directly, use the RPC network, but not use the SWIFT. So it will immediately solve the issue. For example, if you make the transaction from Hong Kong to Latin America, you can first convert the Hong Kong dollar to USDC or USDT or even any stablecoin. And after that, we can make the transaction to Latin America immediately and do the off-ramp. So yeah, nowadays we can solve it, but it's still depends on the jurisdiction, yeah, the compliance issue. Yeah.
Okay, I understand. That's it. Thank you so much.
Okay,
thank you.